We don't have the necessary things to work properly. Andy Jungkook folds his arms over his chest, ignoring the quip about his work for Mr. Kim. Do something about it before the owner finds out what kind of shitty manager you are. Not to mention you don't have any fun. Respect for the dancers' work. I have respect for the work of dancers. Jungkook. Andy sighs, but his face still looks tense. I have no respect for Taekook who are willing to blow their bosses think to get more money and afford sick leave for a week, knowing that no one will let me fire you. Do you have any idea how much money we lost because of you? Do you know how much I had to shift the dance program in order to close the holes that appeared where your performances should have been? Go self, Andy, Jungkook grimaces. You know what? Go and blow off our boss yourself, the way you like to do it, and maybe at least someone will praise your work, because you're the worst administrator that ever worked here. And learn how to take care of the dancers' needs, because that's your job. That's your job. Andy, get out of my office. Fine. Jungkook snorts, glaring at him again with distaste, and then notices that there is no make-off icon on the phone screen. He smiles coldly at the corner of his lips. And have good luck explaining to your interlocutor, whoever that is, why you're such a shitty person. Jungkook walks out of the office with his head held high, slamming the door angrily, and Andy freezes, staring fearfully at his phone, his eyes widening. He picks up his phone off the table with a trembling hand and swallows nervously, realizing that the microphone was still on when he set his device down on the table. Taking a ragged breath, he hesitantly raises the phone to his ear. Have you finished? A rough, cold voice sounds from the other side. Mr. Kim, let me explain. It's not, you misunderstood. I'm sorry, I swear, that Jian, shut your mouth, Andy, the man snaps, and then pauses. Why didn't Jungkook show up at work like I told you? Me said he was on sick leave, and then he couldn't warn me himself, and she explained that something happened to his phone, so, that's enough. The boss stops him, and then exhales noisily. I don't have time for you anymore. And I've heard enough. First, get Jungkook on official sick leave and get him paid for the days he missed. And, he pauses, already expecting Andy to mutter something about not being able to get Jungkook a sick leave unless Jungkook backs it up with something. I don't care what you want to say. You'd better start doing your duties and my orders instead of collecting dirty rumors. Is it clear really, sir? And secondly, take care of the documents that I told you about before you decided that you can interrupt me and start expressing your unnecessary opinion and insulting my subordinate. I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. It's just, did I give you permission to speak? The man's voice suddenly becomes rougher. I don't care about your apologies. I'll talk to you about what you said later. Be sure you won't get rid of it so easily. Now go do your damn job before you're out of my club. Learn to blow off boss at least by regularly performing your duties. Andy swallows nervously. Damn it. Mr. Kim heard every word he said. He is a walking dead body. Yes, sir. It will be done, sir. Taehyung is about to hang up before he stops. And one more question. Yes, why did he come to you at all? What was it about, sir? It is nothing. It is. I did not ask your opinion on this, Andy. I asked what it was about and what the reason for the discontent of the dancers in my club was. I guess, they ran out of some supplies. And that's it. Taehyung cuts him off. You want to tell me he was so mad about such thing? I'm afraid, sir, the other dancers just told Jungkook to come here and speak for everyone, because I'll ask again. Did you hear my question well? If you have trouble hearing and understanding what I'm asking, maybe you should do something about it. Andy, I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again. Just go and give them what they ask for. I don't need my workers' dissatisfaction. I need them to work well and bring good income to my establishment. Sir, it doesn't fit into the expenses for this month. Do you think I don't have extra money that can be allocated from the club's budget? A mockery sounds in the man's voice, mixed with pronounced discontent. You don't have to count anything, Andy. Do what is required of you. And stop pissing me off. I'll stop by later. What? You weren't going to, sir? Do I have to explain my decisions to you? No, sir. I beg you. I'll fix this as soon as possible. Sorry. He hears no goodbyes, only short beeps when the man hangs up. Okay, Andy's screwed. Andy's screwed as hell. And most likely he will die by the hands of his boss really soon. Jungkook returns to the dressing room after another private dance performed for a distinctly nasty man in his late 50s who obviously didn't know how to keep his hands to himself. And his mood threatens to sink into the abyss before Jackson and Mary swoop down on him, kissing his cheeks at the same time, causing Jungkook to recoil. What's going on? Jackson laughs, hugging him imposingly by the neck and escorting him to the sofa. We don't know what you said to our asshole manager, but he came 10 minutes ago and wrote down everything we needed in a list. He asked everyone, baby. Jungkook raises his eyebrows in surprise. Wait, seriously, Air? Jackson nods, grinning. I don't know if you sucked him off or something, but thanks anyway. Jungkook grimaces and frowns at what he hears. Jackson, what do you? Jungkook and he peeks into the dressing room, deliberately pretending to be busy with his tablet. Private, what? But I just got back from the last one. Yes, and you got booked again. Go. Third room. He disappears as quickly as he appeared, taking another girl onto the stage, and Jungkook sighs tiredly and closes his eyes for a few seconds. Keep calm. You just need to breathe. He promised himself to earn everything that he lost during the sick leave, right? So he has no right to refuse anyway, even if he really has to dance all night without a single break. Glancing in the mirror, he straightens his slightly disheveled hair and, taking a deep breath, leaves the room, diligently pretending not to hear the whispers begin behind him. Jungkook grimaces and feels sick in his throat as he gathers things off the floor, trying not to look at the couch in the private room where his client just came while watching Jungkook dance. It's disgusting. It's not hot like it is with Mr. Kim. It's disgusting and makes him sick. Jungkook feels dirty and just wants to get dressed and get out of here as soon as possible. The boy pulls on short blue shorts that glow in the neon light, and without turning around so not to vomit all the contents of his stomach right there, he walks to the door, putting on his top back on the way. Once he's out the door, Jungkook sucks in the cool air from the hallway and throws his head back, sighing wearily. Someone unexpectedly touches his elbow, causing the boy to jump back in fright and stare at the unknown man in the black suit with a hostile look. Get your hands off me, he growls in a soft, tormented voice, and the stranger raises his palms in a defensive gesture, and then hides his hands, connecting them behind his back. I didn't mean to scare you. Accept my apologies. Jungkook narrows his eyes, scanning the stranger. A black t-shirt, a dark plain suit and an expressionless face. He doesn't look like one of the club's guests. Who are you, Mr. Kim? Me to get you. What? Jungkook eyebrows go up. He's in his office and wants to see you right now. I have work to do. Jungkook snorts, shaking his head. Whoever you are, you can tell Mr. Kim that I'm busy bringing profit to his club. I have no time for him. I have to take you to his office, the man repeats, as if he didn't hear anything Jungkook said. Are you deaf or something? The boy frowns. I said I'm not going anywhere. The man sighs, muttering sorry. I warned you before. Walking around Jungkook, standing behind him and taking hold of his arms just above the elbows in an icy grip as he begins to forcefully lead the boy forward. Hey, you freak, let me go. Do you know that you're not allowed to touch me? Jungkook resists, but it doesn't help much, and the man only leads him forward down the hallway. All right, Jungkook yells as he breaks and looks back, looking up at the stranger. I'll go myself, just take your hands off me. I hate being touched. The man scans him with a blank stare before removing his hands, hiding them behind his back again and nodding forward. Jungkook clicks his tongue as he turns away, his shoulders drooping in another weary exhalation as he starts walking on. The music becomes quieter, and Jungkook feels this presence and someone else's breath in the back of his head all the time until he stops in front of the boss's door. Do I need to come in? Jungkook asks less decisively, but the man just nods at the door, not saying a word. What a talker you're, the boy scoffs. Then, taking a deep breath with a full chest, he touches the massive door handle with the fragile brush, lowering it, and fearfully opens it. He looks back at the guard for the last time, and then, licking his lips parched from excitement, goes inside. The man stays in front of the door, following the order of his boss not to let anyone in. Jungkook looks at the floor as soon as he closes the door behind him, and stops right there, wringing his own fingers nervously. Did you want to see me? Mr. Kim Taehyung sits in his chair, arms clasped, leaning on the armrests, his eyes scanning the half in front of him. Pictures of such a broken and needy Jungkook spread out on the bed involuntarily pop up in his head. Yes, I did, the man nods restrainedly. Blue suits you, he suddenly compliments, and Jungkook insides are all mixed up in one moment. You call me for this? To tell that blue suits me? Not the most compelling reason, Mr. Kim, he quietly adds the last line, to which the man snorts, not holding back a smirk in the left corner of his lips. No. Obviously not for this. Well, then, just say what you wanted to say and I'll get back to work. I would like to rest for at least 15 minutes before someone orders a private again. Taehyung swallows hard, and his voice is getting a little rougher. How many times have you been booked for a private today, sir? Answer me when I ask. If you asked how many, I just finished my fourth, sir. Taehyung's jaw tightens. 4. For a man for whom Jungkook got completely nay. For some reason, this thought suddenly makes him angry. Come, he nods coldly, but Jungkook doesn't move. I said come. The boy twitches, swallowing nervously, and hesitantly approaches the man's desk. Sit down, Taehyung continues in an overly authoritative tone, and Jungkook looks to one of the leather chairs right in front of the desk. He swallows, lowering himself timidly into it, feeling the cold expensive material contrast sharply with his burning skin. Taehyung is silent, looking at the boy's downcast gaze and fingers still nervously twitching. How much did you earn today? I'm not sure, sir. I'll find out when I get my salary after deducting the club's interest. Taehyung plays with his jaws, still not sure why he feels so angry. Why does he want Jungkook to pay for that? Where have you been all week? Taehyung suddenly changes the subject, eyeing the boy closely. Sir, look me in the eyes when I'm talking to you. And do not mumble. Jungkook takes a breath before he does raise his head, meeting the man's gaze for the first time. I was sick, he nods shortly. Sick with what? Just a minor injury. But that would have prevented me from performing.